Welcome to another edition of Hip Hop Mixing in the Kitchen. I'm Papo.
This is Dio.
Hip hop, hip hop, hip hop, mixing in the kitchen. Hip hop, hip hop, hip hop, mixing in the kitchen. Recipes, seasonings, hip hop topics. The reason is we hip hop foodies. Talk good music, cook good foods. Enjoy the show, homies. Hip hop, hip hop, hip hop, mixing in the kitchen. Hip hop, hip hop, hip hop. Hip-hop recipes, seasonings, hip-hop topics. The reason is we hip-hop foodies. Talk good music, cook good foods. Enjoy the show, homies.
Today's show is inspired by an artist who wished that he was a little bit taller. Oh yes, I'm talking about Skilo. He had a song called Burgers, which we are gonna do today on the grill, along with some homemade fries. Shout out to J Real and T Mills for helping me with the music today for the show. Now, without any further ado, let's get into it.
We got a special one for y'all today. Sirloin burger sliders with homemade French fries. And we got a special ingredient that we're gonna top it off with. Our discussion today is gonna be about NBA players. We're gonna rank our top 5. So we decided to use one of the players and something that they say to add to our dish. We're gonna be using barbecue chicken today. So
Y'all know what that means.
we're gonna go ahead and get into it. I have already seasoned these burgers. The seasonings that I use for it is a little bit of seasoning salt, cayenne pepper, chili powder, garlic powder, onion powder, and Italian seasoning. I have that seasoning on both the burgers and the chicken. So we are going to get ready to put those on the grill, but just let me take a second to go over what else I have on the table here. Of course, we have our barbecue sauce for the good barbecue chicken. We have our brioche buns here for the sliders, a little sharp cheddar cheese, and coleslaw to put on top of the sliders as well. All right, so
Let's get started, people.
let's get started. All right. Don't want to put these burgers in slaw. You don't want to put them right over the heat. I am laying them across the grill, more on the outsides, like so. Then we're gonna put our chicken right in the middle.
I'll take that.
All right. Get our chicken breast right there in the middle.
Close it down.
Voila. And since I got the meat on the grill, that's obviously gonna take some time with that chicken. Deontay is gonna come over and go ahead and drop our fries.
So you guys can come on over and follow me. What's going on? So today we did some fresh fries, fresh cut. The easiest way to do this to make it just as restaurant as you're in the restaurant is you want to start with a low grease, and you want to put them in there just for about maybe five minutes or so on the low grease. So we want to start there first. Gonna get a little popping. All right. So from here, our temperature is not up to the highest level of temperature right now. We're just kind of trying to get those fries to cooking on the inside a little more first. We don't want to put a lot in because you don't want to steam them. But then after about 5 minutes, we're going to turn this all the way up. And the fries will be crispy, golden, just like restaurant style at home. So we got the burgers, we got the chicken, we got the fries. See you guys in a minute.
For the topic today, we have our top 5 players, and we're comparing them to rappers that we think, most symbolize how they are as far as their sport. So, Papo, who do you have in your top 5? We're going 5 first all the way down to 1. So this should be interesting. We do not know each other's list, so excuse the expressions as they come. So Who is your number 5 in basketball, and who do they compare to and why?
Oh man. Okay, number 5. We're gonna go ahead and get right into it. Number 5. I'm going Steph Curry.
Okay. Steph Curry, number 5.
The rap equivalent to me, I am going with Drake.
Oh, light skins unite.
You know, earlier when I had said something to you about, I was trying not to give it away, but Drake had the line where he kind of shot Curry out. So that just made it, perfect for me with that. But I'll explain why, as far as from a basketball sense and rap sense with both of the people. For me, a lot of people talk about how Curry is the greatest shooter ever. So when I think of shooting the shot, I think of Drake and the hits. Steph Curry is obviously talented in a lot of areas, but I think that we most check out his games and we most, look at him for the shots. So it's the same way to me with Drake. Drake has had a run with hits like nobody I have ever seen.
My number 5 on this list is definitely interesting to me, I guess, but I would go with my number 5 being Julius Erving.
Wow.
And the comparison to Julius Erving would be Andre 3000.
That's it.
Because of the jazziness of their style, it was different. Julius won his ring. Dre and them finally won their awards. That they actually stood up at the award and they like told y'all basically, they worked so hard to do it. So that's kind of why I paired those two, just because Julius gave us the flashy dunks, the different type of dunks that we never seen before. Dre with the flow. And still to this day, we love to hear a Dre verse. No matter when it comes, we know it's gonna be something different, something we hadn't heard. So that's why I compared Julius and Dre 3000.
That's a good. I gotta admit, I'm definitely surprised by that one, but I definitely understand the comparison. My number 4 on the list would be Kobe Bryant.
Okay.
And my rap comparison would be Jay-Z.
Oh, interesting. That is interesting.
Kobe has already been called MJ's clone a little bit, but I think that he brought a tenacity for his era that was different than what Mike brought, even if the games were similar. I think Jay, for me, is definitely that rapper. He had the line, what was it, Jigga held you down 6 summers. So I think as far as that mentality that I want to be number 1, I want to win, Jay has definitely been the rap example of Kobe.
But number 4 would be Ghostface.
Wow.
And I am pairing him with Vince Carter.
Okay.
Just because it's kind of like that. It's kind of like the first one, but Vince Carter, we were talking about it early off camera. Vince Carter is one of the first guys he's one of the greatest dunkers of all time, if not arguably the number 1. I think most people have made number 1, but people have their favorites. Just like Ghostface. Ghostface is secretly a lot of people's favorites, even though, they have other people that they even listen to more or enjoy. Like, he's literally a favorite, a lot of people. Like, when a Ghostface album comes out, it's excitement like no other.
Yeah, I agree.
Just like with Vince Carter, he's not, the best in the league, but when you go to see him, you know what you're getting.
Yes.
I felt like Vince Carter was a team saver in Toronto and other places that he was, and I felt like Ghostface saved a lot of tracks to me. Just me personally, because even though I liked the Woo, I loved Ghostface. So, for me, I always waited for his verse. When I saw they had a feature with Ghostface on it, I'm listening to that track. So he hit with that. So that's my number 4.
Okay. The inspiration for one of our ingredients on the burger for today. Number 3 is going to be for Shaquille O'Neal for me.
Shaq!
And the rap comparison that I would give him is J. Cole. Okay, Shaq was very dominant in his day. I feel like we know that it takes a team to win a championship, but as far as the big man is concerned, somebody who could just physically outpower and really take over a game.
I always think about Shaq. I think he is the last true big man. He is that last true dominant big man that we have seen in the NBA. So the Cole comparison kind of comes from Cole has gone platinum multiple times with little to no features. So us both being artists, us both doing the music, like that is incredibly hard to do.
Yeah.
And also, it should be pointed out that he's even doing a lot of his production at the same time. So he's
shout out J. Cole, NC.
Shout out to J. Cole. Like
NC,
he's
baby.
doing a lot of his production, no features, and still having the success and still able to drop like he wants to and had to run as well. So that's my number 3.
So my number 3, my artist would be Biggie. And I compared him to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Him being the monarch of hip hop, him being the one that everybody goes back to as the foundation of hip hop. I think that a lot of people find that the same thing for Kareem, him being the best high school, college player of all time. Y'all can look that up.
Yes.
High school and college best player, and arguably, as far as the number goes in the league, NBA.
Yeah. Number 1 points leader of all time.
So, I mean, a lot of that can be attributed to that. So, but yeah, I compare those two because, like I said, they were the monarchs of a certain type of player that we call great. So we couldn't have a Jordan, we couldn't have a LeBron, that type of player without Kareem showing them a way, especially of how to get things done on the court in all facets of the game. I think Biggie showed them how to do everything in all facets, as far as you do hardcore rap, you could do your singles, you could do, different things. So I think he paved the way for that. So that's why I paired those two.
Hate to interrupt again, but I got another drink for you all. Today, I am calling this one Pop's Punch. What you're gonna do is, you're gonna take a shot of Pear Absolute, 1 shot of Tito's, a double shot of pineapple juice, 1 shot of blueberry or pomegranate juice, and you're gonna top it off with ginger ale. Now, let's get back to the show. Number 2, I'm going with LeBron James.
Okay.
And the rap comparison that I would give LeBron is 50 Cent.
Ew, that's so funny that you said that. Okay.
We all know that LeBron is great, but he's also a team first guy. I would even, to be fair to LeBron, I would almost say if you one of his teammates, you feel like you have a legitimate shot to win no matter who you are. What happened in their careers, it doesn't necessarily define the opportunity that he presented for him. So I just think as far as being a team player, it's us against everybody else. I gotta go with 50 Man.
My number 2 NBA player of all time is Michael Jeffrey Jordan.
I knew it.
Michael Jeffrey Jordan is the second basketball player of all time.
I knew it.
And I have compared him to Jay-Z because he is the epitome of the one that worked hard, was told at first he couldn't do it, just like Jay was before he went. He had to come up with almost 100,000. You know what I'm saying? 99 exact?
Yeah.
From grinding G-Packs?
Yeah.
So, it was just the hard work that they did to be on top, and a lot of people have Jay at number 1. A lot of people have Jordan at number 1. But to me, like I said, they are so much alike. You hear Jay-Z say a lot about Jordan and comparing himself to Jordan.
Number 1, I gotta go with Michael Jordan.
Okay.
And his rap comparison would be Biggie Smalls, or the notorious, can't be called Biggie Smalls, the Notorious B.I.G. But specifically, why I put the Notorious B.I.G. at 1 is because of that comparison that I said earlier. I feel like a lot of people said that Kobe was like another version of Jordan. He was Jordan was the kind of the teacher, Kobe was a student. So since I had Jay-Z as being Kobe, I put the Notorious B.I.G. as being Jordan now. And because of his demise, because, the Notorious B.I.G. passed, Jay was able to kind of, I'm not gonna say he was the notorious B.I.G., I'm not gonna say that there, but he took that, it's like taking a baton. It's just like, you know, running a relay. He took the baton and kind of, you know, finished the race.
Because they're my two favorite people. So my number one basketball player, you know, my number one basketball player and number one rapper of all time. We got Nas as the number one rapper of all time. And then the person I compare him with is LeBron. I kind of picked Nas because although he's very successful, and now, you know, with the Bitcoin thing, good job, buddy. He's definitely more successful now and able to be a little more confident now in that. But always thought of as, you know, a great artist, one of the greatest of all time, but because of, I guess, the stature of, I guess you would say stats in basketball or rings, and then in hip hop you would say money or stature that way, and I feel like that's why people have Jay above Nas, and I feel like the rings is why people have, you know, Jordan above LeBron.
That's fair.
So that is why I really have those people paired the way I do. But yes, my number one would be Nas as a rapper and compare him to LBJ, LeBron James.
All right, y'all, so should be about time to flip these burgers. Oh yeah, they're looking good. So we're gonna go ahead, ooh, yes. We're gonna go ahead and flip.
There we go, looking good.
Yeah, they're looking real good. I move those off the heat a little bit. Also gonna flip this chicken. Oh yeah, looking good, looking good.
That looks great.
And I'm also going to go ahead and add a couple of my buns to the grill as well. We're gonna go ahead and get those toasted.
And while he's doing that, he's gonna go get the buns. I'm gonna add some cheese. Have a burger. Turn it in half. Go further than you think. He's gonna come over and start putting on our buns.
Here, and put a couple of our buns right there. I'm ready.
We'll be back in a moment.
Oh yeah. Like I said, I always find ways to use stuff.
Okay. All right, so we'll be using these three.
All right. As you can see, we are just about ready here. Got our burgers ready. I'm gonna go ahead and get this chicken off so that Deontay can go ahead and chop that chicken up to go on top of our sandwich. And then I am going to grab these burgers off here. For our sliders there. Put this right over here on the table.
All right. So now that we have our chicken hot and ready and off, we want to add it to our sauce. And here we're using Sweet Baby. You know, everybody loves Sweet Baby. I love Sweet Baby.
I do. It's got a good sweetness to it, but not too sweet.
Yeah. So yeah, it is doused in it, but best believe it's gonna be good. It's barbecue chicken, people.
Barbecue chicken, as my man Shaq would say.
Shaq would say
barbecue chicken.
All right. Let's hype it on there. Let's put it on there. It's not a pretty sandwich. It's gonna taste good. little of our slaw here. Just a dab.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Just a little slaw. It's a slider, people.
That looks amazing.
A little slider.
You know barbecue sauce goes so well with slaw.
All right. And then now, I'm just gonna take my fries out. They've been cooking now on the high grease now. And all I'm gonna add here, I'm gonna let it drain. And then they're coming right out hot. You wanna season your fries always when they're hot out of the grease. Anything you have coming hot out of the grease, you wanna make sure you season it then so that the seasoning stick. So we got some little salt. Just a little salt. And a surprise for those people. This is the restaurant quality. Got some
That Parmesan cheese. Got some little parsley. Get a little greenery up there.
Salt Bay parsley.
Yeah, if I say you gotta
do salt.
Yeah.
And then
Give it a little shake.
Nice.
Oh, look at her. Look at her. Ooh wee.
Now we have our barbecue chicken sliders. A shout out to Shaquille O'Neal, the NBA playoffs.
This definitely get me in the mood to watch some games tonight. I mean,
Definitely.
This got me ready to. I'm ready to chow down.
But as always, like, subscribe, share, and in the description, there'll be links to B.I. Media Group music, as well as the recipes that we've done today and our previous episodes. So we're gonna go ahead and bite into this, and let's see what we got.
Also, my barbecue chicken, but that's all right.
Here we go.
Wow.
That's really good.
Look at that.
That's really good.
Burger.
Really good
Burger is
slider.
perfect.
Really good slider.
That's a really good. Yeah, that's really good.
That's right. We got our French fries.
Nice. Nice. Really.
Till next time, people.
Oh yeah.
Hip hop, hip hop, hip hop, million in the kitchen. Hip hop, hip hop, hip hop, million in the kitchen.